So I'm a lawyer by day. I'm a commercial litigator. I sue people for money. But I have this kind of a side hustle that has kind of become larger as time has gone on. So I do a lot of arts photography. I originally contacted the Royal Opera House and said, I'm a huge fan of opera and ballet, and I'd really like to do some projects with you if that would be of interest. And they were quite interested, and I think they had a quite forward-thinking way of engaging with social media, and they recognized that it was a way to sort of introduce these art forms, which are perceived as being for older people, to a younger audience.
My name is Simone, and I joined this company here in London, Romba Dance Company, 4 years ago. And they have a choreography platform, and I'm very interested in choreography. And I use and abuse it as much as I can, because we don't have much time outside our scheduled work already. But I find it really interesting to create, because in choreography I feel there's no rules, you set the rules.
So I have a very distinct memory of reading this article in the New York Times that was talking about this opera by this female composer from Finland called Kaija Saariaho. And the article was noting the fact that it was only the second opera that had been staged at the Met by a female composer, and probably the first time in something like 80 years, 100 years. I mean, I was a classical musician, so I know quite a bit about classical music, and the idea that these really great composers somehow just never, you have to really dig around to find out about them, and I think that's a disgrace, frankly.
Yeah, we are people, but at the same time I could be his mother, but I could be his son. He could be my mother, he could be my child. Like, that we have to, in a way, find a way that we are all of these things at once. But a more obvious way of doing it is to eliminate the thing that I should be lifted, and that he should support me, that he should partner me because I am the woman. And to let me do that job and show, as a woman, I can lift him too. And I can support him. Everything in a way changed the moment I stepped into the church. Because for me, something just happened when I walk into a church. I'm not very religious myself, but you just have a certain respect, and there's a certain kind of calmness, and I feel like you can't really go in and do this big and grand and ta-da choreography, because it's in a church and you have to respect it, but also it really informed me of this more, like I looked up lots of different figures from religion and drawing on that, what they also kind of looked like for inspiration. But that came after I'd seen the church, because it automatically just happened. I didn't have to think about it. I suddenly realized after a little while that the church itself just really changed the feeling for me. A lot of the time I feel dancers are afraid of making mistakes, but actually there is no mistakes, because it's happening in the now, and it's how you deal with them. And if you deal with it wrong, then it's a mistake. So I think it's about really being in the now in the church and take it from there. The first time you'll see that I am the supporting figure, or I am the one, or the manipulator, or I'm the one lifting him, carrying him, and we will then swap roles. Even if we don't touch each other when we're dancing, but if we do the same solo, it shows that we are the same regardless of being a male and a female, because we are the same.